All right, I'm back. I got the one video uploading. This one is the, it's an ab circuit, just like I did the upper body circuit the other day. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of exercises that are going to be 10-second rest, 50-second work, 6 rounds. In between each of them, you've got 2 cardio moves, and they're 30-30, no break on them, and they're 3 rounds, okay? So I'm going to use my stability ball for some of them. If you don't have a stability ball and you have a bench or a step stool or a coffee table, you can use that. You don't necessarily need it other than for, you can do them on the floor if you don't have the stability ball. And when we do the stability ball handoff, you can use a medicine ball or anything that you have handy, lighter weight that you can pass from your hands to your feet, okay? So we are gonna go through this. Like I said, your timer we go between. It's 10 and 50 is the first one. And it's, what do I have? How many rounds do I have here? I can't see. I need my glasses. Take this cover off here. Yep, I've got 6 rounds. Okay. I'll show you. 10 and 50, 6 rounds. All right. So that means we're going to go through these exercises. The first 2, it's going to be a stability ball toe tap where you're on top, your feet are on top of the ball. And then the other one is a stability ball crunch. And the way you're going to do it is, I'm going to use the 12-pound kettlebell that I have out here. You're going to lay back on the stability ball and you're going to crunch up. Okay, normally you're up here and you're crunching forward. We're going to keep tension on the rectus abdominis. That's the entire, the muscle that runs from the top of the rib cage all the way down to the pelvis. And you're going to crunch up so that you're parallel with the floor. Okay? Now, if you don't have a stability ball or you're a beginner, you can do it on the floor. All you got to do is come down and you're going to, it's just the upper part, okay? We're keeping contraction in the entire rectus abdominis, but you're only lifting the upper part. Alrighty? I'm not going to fiddle with putting this back on right now. Okay, so they're the first 2. And then your cardio moves in between. I'll talk to you about them when we're getting the next part set up. I'm going to do my toe taps off of the ball. 10 seconds to get set up. Plank position. Engage the core. Press out of your shoulders. Tap. If you get tired, just stay in the plank position. You never think that beep's gonna come, do you? Back to those toe taps. Toes are on the ball. Engage the core. Press out of your shoulders. Hands are lined up with your shoulders. Flat back. Crunches again. Then we got one more round through. Over the ball. You go at your pace. If you need to do one for every two that I do, you do what feels comfortable for you. One more time. Toe taps. Or just hang out on the ball. Entirely up to you. Remember, press through those shoulders. Distribute the weight in your hands evenly so it doesn't hurt your wrists. Engage that core. Keep that ball from rolling. Can you feel them? Oh, I can. Oh, I hope you can feel them. After this one, we've got two cardio moves that we do 30-30, no rest, and only 3 rounds. You can do it. Okay. All right, move the ball out of the way. I'll set the timer up. Come on. Okay. Alrighty. We've got plank jacks and side-to-side hop-overs on the floor. (30-30), 3 rounds. Okay, we're going to go down onto our elbows. If you've got something that you can hop over, that's great. I'm just gonna, if you want to do a bench, you can. We did them the other day. Or you can do them on the floor. We're gonna do them on our elbows. So we're gonna do plank jacks on our elbows. And then at the next 30, we're going to go hop over the mat side to side, okay? So come down into the plank position. Engage the core, suck in that stomach. I'm gonna hit this timer. When we start, it's plank jacks first. Okay, hop overs from here. Oh, shirt's rolling up, self-conscious. Plank jacks again. If you want to come up and do them on your hands, you can. Make sure you're pressing out of those shoulders, distributing the weight in the hands. Back is flat. Plank jacks one more time. I'm going to stay up. I feel it better when I stay up. But if you want to drop to your elbows and modify it, you can. And these are not a high jump. You should feel them in your arms, in your abs, in your shoulders. Okay. Let me go back to one. We've got stability ball handoff, and then we're going to crunch up on top of the ball. So, that one that I was doing the last time, you're going to support your lower back, and you're going to roll up. That's the crunch up. You're contracting and hollowing out your stomach. Okay, I'm going to adjust my mat. 10 and 50 for this one. We've got 6 rounds. Stability ball handoff is first. You ready? These will feel like nothing, although your arms should hurt from, they should be tired from everything we've done. Crunch the upper and lower body when you bring your legs up. When you bring them down, only drop them to where you keep your back on the floor. If you lower your legs too far and you arch your back, you're using your hip flexors instead of your abdominals. And your hip flexors are in the front with your quadriceps that tie into your pelvis. And when you make them tight, you weaken the abdominal muscles and you create that pouch in the front of the stomach and stress on the lower back. So don't go down parallel to the floor if you're going to arch your back. Crunches on top of the stability ball. Remember, lower back is on, and you're going to crunch up. Now, if you don't have a stability ball and you can't do these crunches, you can do a competition sit-up or butterfly sit-up. Feet are butterfly. Come up and reach forward. Okay? Just because you don't have a ball doesn't mean you can't do an exercise. I'll always give you a variation, and you don't need to use a weight. Oh. Okay? You do whatever exercise you've got the equipment for or the strength for. If you don't like doing the leg raises and lowering your legs because you arch your back, you can keep your legs up and just crunch. Either one, either do the competition sit-ups or the crunches on the stability ball. Support that lower back though. If you want to keep the weight at your chest, you can. You don't have to raise your arms up. The closer you bring them to your body, the easier, the more modified it is. The further away, the more advanced it is. We got one more round of these, and then we go to our cardio move, and don't worry, it's a different one than what we just did. Remember, you can do competition sit-ups, or you can do leg raises, or you can just do a plank. Hold in a plank. You work at your level. Don't pull with your head and your neck. Lift with your chest. Contract the upper part of your abdominals. You shouldn't feel a strain in your head and your neck. If you do, you're pulling up with your head. And if you don't have a stability ball, you can do roll-ups on the floor. You lay down, I'll show you. You lay down and you roll up. It's all right if you don't have the equipment. There's always a variation that you can do. Okay. All right. Cardio move is mountain climbers and a frog hop. We did the frog hops the other day. You all know mountain climbers, right? Okay, 30, 30, 30. 30, 30, 3 rounds. Okay, so I'm gonna move the towel up here and put my hands on it. Mountain climbers. Alrighty, you want to keep your core engaged. You don't want to be up high like this, okay? You want to be down in a plank position. Pull those knees under, and then frog hops. Alrighty? There are 2 cardio moves. We only have 3 rounds of these. As soon as I hit this button, we're starting. So come down into your position. Frog hops. Got sweat rolling in my eyes. Mountain climbers. Now, if you don't want to jog it, you can tap it. Plank jacks. Can you feel them? I can. Okay. Next one. Back to the first one, 10 and 50, 6 rounds. You can either do it on the floor in a side plank, or if you have the stability ball, you can do it on the stability ball. Right side. you'll do a overhead reach and back down, overhead reach and back down. This is easier by resting on the stability ball. If you want to make it harder, you can take it down to the floor into a plank position. Hip dip, overhead reach. All right, if you want to make it easier on the floor, you lower onto the elbow. Make sure your elbow and your shoulder are lined up. Hip dip, overhead reach. Hip dip, overhead reach. 3 different variations. Right side, left side, right side, left side. We're going back and forth, okay? So, right side's first. I'm going up. You do whatever you feel comfortable doing. Make sure your hand is lined up with your shoulder. Hip dip, overhead reach. If you want to stay up, but drop a leg, you drop your knee to the floor. Or balance on both feet. Left side is next. Down, reach up, down, reach up, down, reach up, reach up. Now, if these hurt your wrist and your elbows and you don't feel comfortable doing side planks, you can do a V-up crunch. I'll show you on the next round. You would roll to the one side. Reach up and over. Oh, okay. So, you would come down and you're going to crunch the left oblique. If you don't want to do hip raise with an overhead reach, you can do side crunches, V-up crunches. All right? You decide. Work at your level. Take breaks when you need to. Okay, if you're doing those V-up crunches, you come onto this side, lay on your left side because we're on the left side, and you crunch up. Crunch. And if you can only do one leg, if you can't lift them both off the floor, that's okay. Only lift one off. Or lift your upper body off if you can't lift any legs off. That's okay. Work at your level. One more time. tired? Hold in the plank position. Oh, your arms should be shaking. Mine are. Last time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 12. This isn't about speed. You want to lower down. You want to raise up and contract the obliques. So you'll feel it in the left oblique, but then when you reach over your head, you'll feel it in the right oblique as well. Oh. Ah. Okay. All right, we have oblique mountain climbers, just like the mountain climbers we just did, only we're crossing under the body. And then we have pendulums. Let me show you them. Pendulums, you can go as high as you want to on, or as low, it doesn't matter. Your oblique mountain climbers, you're going to be in a plank position, twisting side to side. Pendulums are in a pike position. Now, you can come out. You don't have to pike up. The higher you go, the harder it is. If you just want to step out with no hop, you step out with no hop. Alrighty? As soon as I hit this timer, we're going. Only 3 rounds. Pendulums. Oblique mountain climbers. Got a piece of paper on my knee. Pendulums. Oblique mountain climbers. pendulums. Can you feel them? Okay, I can. Okay, get back to 10 and 50. Take drinks and breaks when you need them. Okay, we're gonna do a right knee crunch. Now, a lot of people will do these where they will cross their feet. My legs are a little bit sweaty. All right, let me straighten out my towel. There we go. Okay. Are your arms tired? A lot of people do them like this, where you crunch in. I'm gonna have you cross your feet so that you're in the eagle pose, which is a yoga pose, and then you can take your hands to your head, and we're gonna crunch right leg in, upper body up, and we're gonna work the right oblique. Do not pull with your head and neck. Head and neck are in a neutral position. Your chest is lifted off the floor, and you crunch in and back out. Now, if you don't have the flexibility to wrap your legs around, and you might not be able to hook your foot underneath your calf, that's okay. If you can just cross them over once. All right? And then you'll switch. Then we'll do the left leg, and it'll crunch in. This one's 10 and 50. We've got 6 rounds, and then we've got one more cardio round, and then we're going to do hypers and some glutes for the lower back to balance out all the ab work that we did. Okay? Nothing to it. Almost done. If you want to, you can do it this way. Entirely up to you. But if you can, crunch in. Now, when you crunch in, you're pressing the lower back into the floor, and you're hollowing out the stomach. And you're bringing your pelvis and your rib cage together. And you want a neutral spine. So your head is not at your chin, or your chin is not at your chest. You're looking up to like the edge of the wall. Don't go like this and look up to the ceiling, because you strain your neck the opposite way. You want it in a neutral position. You want to be able to get a chin or a fist between your chin and your chest. I'm going to release, and we're going to do the opposite one. If you can't cross them, you can always keep them loosely. Just lead with your left leg coming in. Feel that left oblique. And if you can't feel them, then you can take your feet down, I'll show you, and you can do a side crunch, dropping your feet off to the side and focusing. You won't lift your legs up. You go like this and roll to the right, or to the left, and the focus would be in the right oblique. But you're not contracting and getting the entire rectus abdominis when you do this, and a lot of people cheat and pull with their head and their neck. So if you can, you want to lead with that right leg coming in and feel it in the right oblique. Exhale on your up, inhale on your down. Breathe that air out, hold that stomach in, hollow out that stomach, and press that lower back into the floor. Oh, now we're going to cross the left leg over. One more round, and then we have our cardio move. Woo. Cross that right leg over. Last time through, right side, then the left side. And cross those legs, last time with the left leg. Swim. Stretch out those legs, arms overhead, legs to the opposite way, stretch. Oh, feel that stretch in the abdominals. Okay, cardio move. You have to lay on your back the whole time. Now we get to get up and work. Okay, 30-30. We have strict mountain climbers. And then we're going to roll over and do a slow bicycle. Alrighty? Strict mountain climbers look like this. In that plank position. Alrighty? Really slow hops. You want to stay in the plank and engage that core. Then you're going to roll over. You can either go and pull your knees in, or you can take opposite elbow to opposite knee, or you can sit up. You can even tap your hand to your foot. I'll show you the different variations when we do them, okay? You decide which one you want to do. If you don't want to do the hop with the strict mountain climbers, you just step, step, step. The trick to the strict mountain climbers is engage the core. And you're bringing your knee up. It's not a high hop, it's a low hop, okay? So you engage the abdominals as you pull it in. Alrighty? As soon as I hit this, we're going. Oh, my mat's slippery from the sweat. Bicycles. There's one variation. You can just use your knees, or you can twist. Back to your mountain climbers. Here it is seated. You can raise them up and crunch them. You don't have to keep them elevated. Last time with the strict mountain climbers, bicycles. Okay, hyperextensions and hip raises, glute lifts. If you don't have a ball, I'm going to do mine on the stability ball. If you don't have a stability ball or a bench, you can do them on the ground. You would lay down and you're going to do hyperextensions. Is like a cobra stretch. You can either take your hands and put them behind your back and raise up, or your hands on the mat. And what you want to think about doing is holding that stomach in and contracting the lower back. They're the rectus abdominis muscles that run down the spine that keep the lower back tight. And then if you don't have a stability ball and we're going to do the glute raises, you raise. You can keep your feet together and you raise your legs off the floor and you work the butt and again the lower back, the spinal erectus muscles that run along the spine. And this is what it looks like on the stability ball. And these are 30-30s. I think. Wait a minute, let me double check. Yeah, 30-30, but we're going to do 4 rounds. Okay, here's your hyperextension. I'm going to have to put my towel down there so that my feet don't slide. And then, here's your glute raises. Now, if you have a bench, you can lay and hang your legs off the back of the bench and do your glute raises. You want to engage your core when you do these. Alrighty? So, let me get this set up here. And we're doing 4 rounds of these. We're going to work that lower back because we work the abs so hard. So it's 30-30 and 4 rounds. Let me put my towel back here so my feet don't slide. Hypers and then glutes. Hypers and then glutes, back and forth. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now, glute raises. Bend those legs. Heels are together. Raise, lift the glutes into the air. Squeeze the lower back. And then lower them down. Contract the abdominals. Why my feet are sliding. There we go. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Hip raises. 2, 3. Squeeze that lower back, contract those abdominals. When you strengthen the abdominal muscles, you have to strengthen the lower back. It is the agonist and antagonist muscles. So whatever muscle, you wouldn't work the biceps without ever doing the tricep muscles. It's the same thing. You don't work your abdominal muscles and not hit your lower back. If you only ever train your abdominal muscles and your lower back is weak, then your lower back you can't stand up straight. It rounds in and it pushes that stomach out, which always gives you that protruding stomach. So you have to work your lower back by doing hyperextensions or raises like this, where the focus is working on the lower back. You're still holding your stomach in. You're training your stomach to stay in. You don't want it pressing into the bench or the ball or whatever, or the floor, whatever you're using. Oops. One more time. Lower back. Hyperextensions. You should feel these. It should feel tight, nice and tight. We'll go into a child's pose after we're done with these, and we'll stretch out those hips and lower back. And then we'll do some stretches in the front for the abs and the hip flexors and the legs. Oh, last time. Raise up. Squeeze that lower back. if you have the stability ball, sit on the stability ball, lower your back onto the ball, and roll so that your hands are on the floor and your feet are on the floor. This is the wagon wheel pose, okay? Back bend. If you don't have a stability ball, you can do the back bend on the floor. It would look like this. And if you can't do wagon wheel, you can do a glute raise. Anything to stretch out the back. So here is a half a wagon wheel. You can take your hands under your glute and press up on that lower back and stretch it out. If you want to, lower that down. Here is your wagon wheel. Hands are at your head, and you come up and you do a back bend. This is a modified back bend because we didn't go from the standing position. And when you come down, you lower down from your hands and then lower your back down. Everybody come down to the floor. Pull those knees into the chest and release the abdominals. Deep breath, inhale and exhale. Take those legs over to the right. Left shoulder is on the floor, right arm goes out. Keep your shoulders on the floor, stretch out the left oblique. If you want to make it harder, you can make it more advanced. You can take that right leg down, pull that left leg across. You can pull in on the shin, on the calf, or if you can reach your toe without your left shoulder coming off of the mat, you can grab a hold of your left foot, star pose. Hold it here and feel that stretch. Deep breath, inhale and exhale. And release that foot. Bring those legs back together. Roll over to the left side. Right arm is on the floor, right shoulder is on the floor. You can go into that more advanced move. Left leg goes down and the right leg comes straight out. Feel a nice stretch in the hip and in the thigh, as well as in the back and the obliques. Deep breath, inhale. I have to bend my knee on this one. This one, my hamstring is weaker, and I'm working on it. Before I couldn't even grab a hold of it that way with my toe with a slight bend, so I know it's getting better. We were rollerblading one day and I pulled it. I was stopping in an intersection and they have bumps on the ground and I hit them and it sort of lurched me forward and I caught myself so I didn't fall in traffic, but I ended up pulling my hamstring muscle and it's been dogging me for quite a while. It takes forever to heal. And release it. Bring those legs back around, pull the knees into the chest. We're going to go into baby child pose. Happy baby. You're going to press your elbows down on your thighs and push them out to the sides. You'll feel a stretch not only in the hips and the lower back, but you'll feel them in the inner thighs as well. Bring those feet together, pulling on those heels and stretch out those inner thighs. Press those elbows into the thighs so that you can push your knees out and pull your heels in. You should feel a nice groin stretch and inner thigh. And then keep a hold of the right leg, lower the left leg out. Take the right leg into a figure four. Place that right foot on your thigh and drop that right knee down to the floor and feel a nice stretch in the inner thigh muscle and the quadricep muscle and the hip. And release it, bring that leg up. Take that right leg out, left leg comes in. Drop that left foot onto the thigh and drop that left knee to the floor. Feel that stretch in the hip on the left side, groin, inner thigh, and quadricep. You should get it all. This shouldn't hurt your knee. If it hurts your knee, there are no knee stretches. If it hurts your knee, then bring your foot out further and take that stress off of the knee. But if it doesn't hurt, keep it up there and get that nice groin stretch and open up those hips because we work them. So you want to flatten those hips out. Okay? Release it, shoot that leg out. Use your hands to help yourself up. We're going to cross that right leg under that left. Matchstick pose. You're going to take your hands and you're going to walk them to the front and you're going to drop your chest onto your thigh of your left leg. You feel this stretch. You want both hips on the floor when you come forward. So if that means you can only go to here, only go to here. But you want to keep your hips on the floor as you come down, and you should feel that nice stretch in the right hip because it's the right leg that's down. If your hip is raising and you need to bring that leg out so that it doesn't, or if you need to ball up a towel and put it under there to keep that hip down, you do that. Walk it back up, and we're going to switch legs. Left leg goes under, right leg on top. We're going to stretch out that hip. Make sure that both hips are on the floor. So you don't want to be rolled to one side like this. I mean, they're not going to be perfectly flat on the floor because clearly the right leg is up in the air. So the right hip is going to be up a little bit, but you don't want to be leaning to the side. Even if you have to, walk it over to that top leg so it'd be to the right side and feel that stretch in the hip on the left side. We worked our shoulders hard today with all of those moves. Clean and press, all those planks that we held because you press up out through your shoulders. That way it doesn't hurt your wrists, they don't go numb. If your wrists are going numb, it's because, walk your hands back up. It's because you're putting all your weight in your hands and you want to lift up out of the shoulders and distribute that weight, and that way you won't feel all that pressure in your wrists. Uncross those feet and sit in fire log pose. So take that right leg and place it on top of that left leg here. Press down on that knee gently, gently. Just push it down so you feel it in the hip. Take that right hand and pull your head over to the right side. Take that left and pull down on your shoulder, and let's stretch out those shoulders. Abs are tight, back is straight. Don't be sitting like this. Sit up, push that chest out, be proud. You just did that workout. It was killer. And release it. Bring the left arm across, stretch out that shoulder. And release it. Straighten out that left leg. Bring that right leg behind and twist over the right shoulder. Sit up, pull your chest into your knee. Pull your knee in. Feel that stretch in the hip, the right side, and the shoulder, the rear delt on the right side. And release it. Now, right leg goes under, left leg goes on top. Stretch out that left hip. Bring that left arm up. Pull down on the side of the head, pull it to the left. Bring that right arm up, pull down on that shoulder, and open up the neck. Feel that nice stretch through the neck and the shoulder. Back is straight. Stick that chest out, be proud. Did a hard workout. And release it. Bring that right arm across. That should feel good. And release it. Right leg comes out, left leg comes up. Reach around to the left side. Stretch out that left shoulder, left oblique, left hip. And release it, bring it back around. Sit in staff pose, both legs are out. Hands are on the floor. Press into the mat so that your back stays flat, straight. Abs are tight. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale, reach the arms, walk them forward, down to either your feet, the balls of your feet, your ankles, your shins, wherever you feel comfortable. Stretch out that lower back. Keep the stomach engaged, the core engaged. Hold that stomach in. Drop. It's the chest to the knees. It's not the head to the knees. Keep your head lifted. We'll do a head to knee in a minute. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale one more time, just a little bit lower. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, lower the head down, round the spine. Hold that stomach in. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Release it. Bring those legs around. Sit on the knees. Press back onto the legs. Drop the hands, walk the hands out. Drop the elbows to the floor. Drop the head between the elbows for a nice child's pose. Walk to the right side. Cross the left arm over. You should feel a nice stretch through the obliques, through the waist and the hip. Deep breath, inhale. As you exhale, walk over to the left side and cross that right arm over. Feel that stretch in the waist and the right side. And release it. Open up those knees. Sit back on those feet. Drop that chest to the floor. Drop the head to the floor. Stretch out those hips. Feel a nice stretch. Push that butt back. And release the upper body. Lower it to the floor. Don't hover up here and hold up on your shoulders. Lower everything down and just feel that nice stretch. Deep breath. Come up onto the hands. Push through. Cobra. Raise up. Stretch out that lower back and those abdominals. And lower down. Come up onto the hands and knees and you're all done. I hope you have a great day. I will be doing my next workout on Friday because Saturday I have a hair appointment and it's Olivia's birthday, so we will be doing the birthday one for Olivia. So get ready for it. I will do it on Friday, that way you can all do it on Saturday or at some point on Friday. Have a good day. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up and check out my stuff on mycrazyworkout.com.